my lasagna's in the oven, and I'm filming a video. Go me. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sabrina, and I'm very excited to have you here. Today we are going to be doing a very large book haul. So I thoroughly believe that book buying, book reading, two completely different activities. So I have my entire TBR cart here that has been overtaken with a book haul. So I just have decided to name this my book haul cart. This is not all of the books that I purchased or been given or been sent to lately. Honestly, just because I didn't want to wait any longer, and yeah, that's literally the only reason I am. So without further ado, let's just get into this because it's ridiculous. Okay. Oh, and just a quick disclaimer, everybody knows that I am terrible at punctuation, what? Everyone knows I'm terrible at pronunciation, so roll with me if I cannot speak or say half these names. So without further ado, the angle might have changed and I apologize, but without further ado, let's get straight on into this book haul because it's massive. First, I have The Night of Cake and Puppets by Laini Taylor. So Laini Taylor seems to be an automatic purchase for me lately because I have not read a book by her that I did not thoroughly enjoy. This book is described as a girl named Susanna, and Susanna has a fistful of magic and a plan. So this book is about a girl who just is going on this adventure to find this boy called the Violin Boy. And honestly, can we talk about this beautiful cover art? Because what? I'm very excited. And it's also filled with these awesome like little drawings and pictures, which I'm honestly really excited for. That's the first thing that drew me to it. This was actually a Dollar Tree pickup. I was like, okay, a Dollar Tree Laini Taylor book. Can I complain? Don't think so. So I'm thoroughly excited for this book. I think it's gonna be so good, and I just think little illustrations like that totally add to the story. I'm stoked. Mirror Mirror by Cara Delevingne, which I really hope I'm saying her name correctly because I swear I can't say it correctly. So this book is about four friends who are very much outcasts, and they don't really like to go home because their home life is not very good. So they have a band, and the band is the only place they can really feel at home and be themselves. And when one of their bandmates goes missing and ends up in the hospital and does not know what happened to her, all of her friends are shaken and they're worried that they might come after them as well. I'm very excited for this book, and I think this is the first book that she has written, and I'm very excited to see what she has in store for it because I've heard very mixed things about it, but it seems like it's gonna be a really good story, so I'm excited. Next, I have Trust Me by Hank Felipe Ryan. Words are hard. So this book follows an accused killer, and the accused killer teams up with a journalist whose life is in shambles, and they team together to try to figure out if this girl who swears she's innocent goes free. Honestly, okay. Gives me the Night Swim vibes because I just got done reading that and it was great. And I'm super excited to be able to read it. This was a dollar store pick as well, and it still had the Walmart price tag on it, which, okay. Sounds super good. Very excited. Next I have is Royals by Rachel Hawkins. So this book follows a girl who, very normal. She has red hair. She works at a Walmart off-brand store. What are words? And her sister is getting ready to marry the Prince of Scotland. And she wants nothing to do with the spotlight. She just wants to keep working at her job, being a normal person. But of course she can't. So she ends up moving to Scotland and live in the castle with her sister and her new husband. And honestly, am I excited for this? Yes, because rich people problems, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. The next book I have was a Christmas gift from my older sister who just came back from basic training, and that is Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I have not picked up this book yet, and I'm so excited to read it. It is basically just Twilight written in Edward's point of view, and I'm sure everybody's heard of this book or has heard of this book, but I'm excited. I've already skimmed through it, and her writing style seems a lot different. If you have not read my Twilight reaction video, go watch that. But honestly, Midnight Sun, you better be good because I'm not gonna be okay if you're not. Ugh. The next two books I have are huge, and both of them are Christmas presents. So I have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the illustrated edition, and I also have, oh, the honker of a book. I can barely lift it up with one hand. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, the illustrated edition. So I'm so excited to have these. These are a series that I really want to collect. I love them so far. I've already skimmed through them. I think after I get done reading the typical editions of Harry Potter, I will go through and read these because the illustrations are just absolutely incredible. Oh, I'm obsessed with them already. Honestly, I'm a big fan. So I'm excited to read these, and I'm excited to be able to see the illustrations in them because they already look absolutely stunning. Like, let me find like a full Draco Malfoy. Hey man, how's it going? And then they also have a picture of the Quidditch World Cup, like the campground. That is so beautiful. These editions are absolutely, words are hard today. These editions are absolutely stunning, and I'm so excited to be able to actually read them because they look amazing. Next, I have the new Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone illustrated edition by Minimilia. I really hope I'm saying that correctly. But this edition is stunning. I've already flipped through it. It has this beautiful binding and oh, let me tell you. So this has some really cool pop outs, some really cool, just kind of extra things that just make it a lot more magical. It has the fold out of Harry Potter's Hogwarts acceptance letter with all of the information, and it is so beautiful. And I'm so blessed to have this edition because it's so pretty. And we ain't done with Harry Potter, y'all. We ain't done. So next I got Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban hardback editions. So the reason I decided to grab these 3 books is because I did just buy really nice dust covers for the Harry Potter series, and I did not have the first 3 in hardback, so I decided to purchase them. So that is the only reason that I bought these. They are so pretty though, and I'm so excited to have them. I absolutely love them already. So the next book I got was People Like Her by Ellery Lloyd. So this book follows a mom's Instagrammer. She is very popular, loves her, and there is a follower that she has that is incredibly obsessed with her and believes she deserves none of it. So she's kind of going out of her way to attack her life. And I'm so excited to read this book. It looks amazing and I'm very excited for it. That's all I gotta say. Next I have The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. So this book follows a girl who lives in this very suburban community, and but next to her lives a recently widowed husband, and he is mourning the death of his wife who drowned in a tragic accident, and honestly all she sees is an opportunity. So obviously she gets with this guy and she learns a lot of haunting facts about his life and a lot of haunting facts that should have stayed hidden. This sounds so good. I don't know why this year has been the month of psychological thrillers for me, but I'm very excited. It sounds amazing. Next book I have here is the highly anticipated sequel of Ready Player One, is Ready Player Two by Ernest Cline. Now I am a little apprehensive about this book just because a lot of people have been saying it's not as good as the first one, or it was a very disappointing sequel, but I'm hoping I enjoy it. I'm very excited to read it, so I'll have to see what I think of it. Keep an eye out for it in my wrap-ups because I'm planning on reading it very soon. The next book I have is The Memory Thief by Lauren Mancy. What are people's names? This book is about a magical world where there are people who are gifted that can steal memories from you, and when our main character decides she really wants to leave this corrupt world, her mother is taken and put into an asylum because they don't want her there. I don't know. Because of this, our main character decides, you know what, I'm going to get my mama and we dip it out of here. Because of this, she is a target and everybody's going out to get her, and honestly I'm just very excited for it. It seems like it's going to be great. That's all I have to say. The next one I got is How the King of Elfame Just Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. So if I'm not mistaken, this is a continuation of the Cruel Prince series, so adjust me if I'm wrong there, but I'm very excited to read this. The illustrations in it are stunning. I really love books that are like a continuation or like a helping hand in series like this is with illustrations, because I just think it brings the world to life a little bit more. But I'm very excited for this. I think it's going to be fantastic. I'm stoked. I'm stoked. The next book I have is The Cousins by Carrie M. McMahon. This book has gotten so much hype and I'm so excited to read it. This book follows cousins who have never met each other, and their parents are very exclusive, I guess to say. They are very to themselves, and when their grandmother invites them to come work on the island that she owns for the summer, they slowly start to realize how dark their family's history is. And I'm very excited to read it because I am just loving horrible families lately for whatever reason. So I'm very excited to read this book. I'm hoping it's as good as everybody is saying it is, but we will totally find out. Does it deserve the hype? We'll see. The next book I got was The Great Unknowable End by Catherine Ormsby. Honestly, I don't know much about this book. All I know, girl meets boy, stuff starts happening. I don't know. I've heard very many things about it. It had 5 stars when I ordered it, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a go. I like going into books not really knowing much about it, so I'm hoping this will be a good one. It's a young adult contemporary, so we'll see if I like it. Fingers crossed, y'all, because I don't know. The next book I got was There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. So this is also one of the books that have gotten a lot of hype. This is a young adult thriller, and it's about a girl who moves in with her grandma in Nebraska, and slowly people in her high school start dying of very gruesome murders. And honestly, that's terrifying. Murders, serial killers. Okay, let's do it. That sounds like a book for me. The next book I have is Questions I Want to Ask You by Michelle Flakoff. So this is about a young boy, and all he knows is his parents are dead and he's never met them. But things from his past start to come to life and he realizes his past is not what it seems. I'm very excited for this. I think a adult learning who you are stories are the best. I love them. So I'm very excited to be able to read this and see what it's all about. The next book I have is The Forest of a Thousand Lanterns by Julie C. Dale. So this book is about a girl who is destined to become the next empress, and she starts to realize, what if the price of fame and fortune is a little too high for her? And I'm very excited to be able to read this book. I heard it's filled with a lot of Chinese culture, and that's something that I'm very excited for because I don't see enough books like that. So we'll see if I like this. I'm very excited, and this cover art is absolutely stunning. So the next book I have is The Takedown by Corey Wang. So this book is about a young girl in high school who is popular. She has it going on, you know, and all of a sudden a video pops up of her and her teacher doing it, and of course this just takes her down. It takes down her popularity, her life, and she's trying to figure out who uploaded this video and basically why. And it kind of shows you your digital footprint and kind of what it leaves on the world if it negatively impacts you. So I'm very excited to read this book and see what it has in store. We're on the next shelf, y'all. The next book I have is American Street by Ibi Zobi. If I'm saying that wrong, y'all please correct me because I cannot pronunciate anything. So this book shows the grittiness of immigration, of living in the slums or living in the ghetto or hood, and I'm very excited to read this because it shows the grittiness of living in Detroit, which is something that I'm very familiar with being from Michigan. I know how gritty Detroit can be in places, and this is something that brings it to light for a lot of people, and I'm very excited to read it and very excited to read what happens when you mesh immigration and being introduced to the hood, I guess you could say, when you're coming here looking for a better life. I'm very excited to read this, and I hope it's as good as everybody says it is. Next I have is The Glass Town Game by Catherine M. Valenti. I really hope I said that right. So this book is about 4 friends or siblings who decide to make up a game where there is a glass town and Napoleon never killed anybody, which isn't that the life? Nobody ever kills anybody. And all of a sudden a train comes and they're whisked away to this actual town, the glass town. And literally at the back, I'm gonna read it to you because it's amazing. This is their glass town exactly like they envisioned it, almost. They certainly never gave Napoleon a fire-breathing porcelain rooster instead of a horse, and their soldiers can die. Wars are fought all over the portion and raises the dead. When Anne and Brainwell are kidnapped, Charlotte and Emily must find a way to save their siblings. Can 2 English girls stand against Napoleon's armies? And if he escapes Glasstown, will England ever be saved again? What? I'm very excited for this. That's it. The next book I have is The Infinite In Between by Carolyn Mackler. So this book is about 4 friends who... 4 is like the number for these books for some reason. Anyway, this is about 4 friends who write future letters to themselves the day before high school, and they are so surprised to learn what the future has in store for them. Honestly, I'm in love with like high school stories because, I don't know, high school is such an important time in your life, and it's incredibly interesting to see other people's perspectives of it because I know my perspective was okay, to say the least. So I'm very excited to read this and see what they have to say about high school. The next book I have is The Vanishing Season by Jodi Lynn Anderson. So this book is about a girl who moves to a new town, and she's very excited for this new start, her new high school. And in this small town, as she's in school, she realizes someone is murdering girls. So this reminds me of a lot of, I talked about it, where's it at? Trust Me? No, what book was it? There's someone inside your house? Yes, of murdering teenage girls. I don't know why that's a thing. I don't know why everyone's talking about murdering people, but okay, I'm a fan. To be honest, ID Channel, me and ID Channel, we're BFFs, okay? The next book I have is Your Welcome Universe by Whitney Gardner. So I've been seeing this book everywhere lately. I don't know if it's just coming back around and everybody's like, Your Welcome Universe, need to read it. So this book is about a girl who's deaf, and she goes to a school specifically for deaf people, and when a racial slur is written about her best friend, she decides to take action, which means she gets expelled from the school for deaf people, and she ends up going to a mainstream school, which kind of makes her the outcast, and the only way she can express herself is through her art. So she takes this graffiti and she puts it everywhere all over the city, but when someone starts to tag her art, she realizes she might be in a graffiti war, and honestly, that just sounds amazing, and I'm very excited. The next book I have is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zepita. So this book is about a girl who draws comics, pictures, and you know, and when she goes to a new school, nice. When she goes to a new school, school and her drawings come out and everybody knows that she does it, her life kind of turns upside down. And everything that's happened within her comics are real life things. So her world comes crashing down, and I'm very excited to read this. I heard Haley and Bookland, the girls of Bookmark, basically, if you have not heard of them, it is Haley and Bookland, Zoe Reads, and the Clockwork Reader, and they all do a book club, which is now closed, which is so sad, tear. And they actually talked about this book a lot, and I am very excited to read this book. It sounds amazing, and I love the little drawings that are included in it, because for me, like, the drawings make it come to life. Like, look at that. It just makes it come to life, and I'm very excited for it. Wow, this is a huge book haul. I'm sorry. The next book I have is The Light Between World by Laura E. Weymouth. So this book is about siblings who escape the London bombings into the woods, and the woods become their home. Now, when they decide to leave the woods, nothing has changed but them. So I'm very, very excited to read this book. I heard it sounds very great, very magical, very historical fiction-y, I want to feel like, but we'll see. I'm excited. The next book I have is Wolf by Wolf by Brian Graydon. So I had Blood by Blood because I found it in my local Dollar Tree, and of course I had to buy it. So I finally got Wolf by Wolf. So this book follows it's a very weird concept of if Hitler had won World War II and he overtook the world. So she is in a race to go meet Hitler, because Hitler sets up this race where if you win, you get to meet Hitler. So yay, and she can shapeshift from the experiments they did on her, and she shapeshifts into this popular race car driver. It's insane. I'm excited. It seems like a fun concept, and honestly, I'm ready. I'm ready to read this. The next book I have is Cure for the Common Universe by Christopher Christian McKay Heidecker. Wow, words are hard. So this book follows a boy who goes to video game rehab right after he meets a real life girl. So he is trying to balance this video game rehab with trying to come out with this real life girl, and I'm very excited. Video game rehab just seems like a funny concept to me. I don't know. We'll find out. The next book I have is The Unexpected Everything by Megan Matson. So the reason I picked up this book was because I have been watching a lot of old Haley and Bookland vlogs, because that's my kind of reading background music. And she mentioned this book quite a bit, and I'm just excited to read it because I don't think a book that I've read by her has let me down yet. But it's about a girl who has a very great life until her dad's political scandal turns her life around. Am I excited for this? Absolutely. We're getting there, y'all. The next book I have is The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West. So this book is about a girl who has a real life boyfriend, and none of her friends have met him, but the night they are supposed to meet him, he decides to dump her. Amazing, right? So this prompts her to freak out and find a fill-in boyfriend for prom. And of course, this turns her whole life around. It's insane. Romance. Okay, strangers to lovers, let's do it. I'm excited. The next book I got is My Plain Jane by the Lady Janies, and honestly, I have not read the other ones, and I don't know what order they go in, so don't come at me for that. But I'm very excited to read it. It's by Jane Eyre. Is this the third one? It doesn't say. 2018, this might be the third one, but I'm excited. That's it. The next book I have is The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert, and honestly, this cover is everything. There's a sequel coming out to this book as well, if you did not know. So this book is about a girl whose grandmother dies in her estate in the Hazelwood, and her mother gives her one warning, that is stay away from the Hazelwood, because there are some things that lie in there. So I hear this is a kind of Alice retelling, but not. So we'll see. I don't know, but I'm excited. We're on the last one, y'all. Last shelf. Next I have Comics Will Break Your Heart by Faith Erin Hicks, which is about two people. One of them is the main girl. What? That was stupid. It's the main girl, and her grandfather had an idea for a comic book stolen from him. Now because of that, they are very much poor. And when she meets this boy who she is absolutely smitten by, realizes this is the same guy who stole her father's comic book idea. Amazing, right? So because of this, she wants to be with him, but she's like, you stole my grandfather's money. So we'll see. I don't know. It sounds great, and I'm excited for it. I've been saying this about every book, but honestly, I get so excited about new books, so I'm excited to read it. The next book I have is Odd and True by Kat Winters. So this book is about sisters who are hunting monsters. Honestly, can you think of a better concept about a book than sisters hunting monsters? Because I don't think I can. I think I listened to Haley and Bookland, and she talked about this book, and she said she DNF'd it because it wasn't very good, but the concept sounds so nice. Next I have is The World of Ink and Shadow by Lena Coakley. So this book is about Emily Bronte, and honestly, okay, it is about four sisters who slips into madness, and I don't really know, but honestly, I said yes because of this cover, because it's freaking beautiful and I'm excited for it. Now, I usually don't do this. I just would like to call myself out right now, but I bought the entire Splintered series on a recommendation. So the entire Splintered series, I know it's a problem. Don't come at me for it. Thank you very much. But I'm hoping that they're gonna be good, just because I've heard a lot of people really like them. So if you're not sure about the Splintered series, it's loosely based on the Alice in Wonderland story. So I don't know, but there is Splintered, there is Untamed. This is a companion novel, not actually part of it. Ensnared and Unhinged. So I'm very excited to read these. I'm hoping I enjoy them because I bought the whole series, but we'll find out. But I couldn't resist. I think all in all I spent like $8 in this series. Like you can't go wrong with $8 series, okay? So next I have Illegal by Bettina Restrepo. Oh, I'm not gonna try to say this, I'm gonna butcher it. This book is about a girl whose father decides to leave Mexico in search for work, and sometime later the money and the letters stop coming and she's worried about what happened to her father. So her and her mother make the dangerous illegal journey across the border to look for their father. I'm very excited about this book because I think it'll give a real life view on immigration and how it affects families, and I'm very excited for it. That's all. The next book I have is Rose Under Fire by Elizabeth Rain. So this book is about a woman who is caught by Nazi fighters and is forced into a women's concentration camp. Now I know these books are very hard for some people to read, but I'm very excited for it. I think World War II and concentration camp stories have a hard story, but it's one that really needs to be told. Very excited for this. I got the recommendation from quite a few people and I'm just very excited to be able to read it. I think it's gonna be great. All right, that is gonna be all the books that I bought. That is gonna be my winter book haul. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a super big thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below and tell me if you've bought any of these books, or even if you've heard any of these books and what your thoughts on them were. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I upload every Monday and Thursday at 11:45 a.m. Eastern time. And without further ado, I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys are having a super great day. Bye! That's gonna be the end of the video. And also, I would like to point out, oh, geez, do not fall down. I would like to point out, stop it. I would like to point out that I did not mean to purchase this many books. It just kind of happened. And I also have like 10 more coming in the mail. So if that doesn't describe my like ability to not do things that I should not be doing, now you know how all these books came to be in my office. Bye.